What's happening, everyone? Nick here from TV Box Top, and welcome to another new and exciting review. On today's video, I feature an Android 11 TV stick from the X98 brand. This model is called the S500 and it's a budget model priced at only $32, yet it offers great value running on the Amlogic S905Y4 chipset with 4GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage. In this review, we take a look at how it performs, its firmware features, and if for the price it offers a value for money. So don't go anywhere, my full review is up next. So welcome back and thanks for staying tuned during that quick unboxing. So in this box contains the TV stick itself, one infrared remote control, a 6 inches HDMI female to HDMI male extension cable, one IR extender cable, a 5V 2 amps power adapter, a USB-A to USB Type-C charging cable, and a user manual. So the stick itself has a very simple design with the HDMI male connector to the top, a USB 2.0 port on the other end, a port for the IR extender to the side, a USB Type-C power delivery port and reset button to the other side, and to the top you have an LED indicator with the X98 branding. So the TV stick starts with a simple X98 splash screen, then you're taken directly to the launcher with no startup wizard. This launcher has a standard layout with a large main shortcuts to gain access to key applications, and below here you have a shortcuts bar. This launcher does not feature a navigation bar or status bar. I will however install an alternative navigation bar in just a moment. So let's take a look at this firmware. This firmware was built on the Android 11 SDK. It's the standard mobile version, and here is its firmware build information, and you have access to developer options. So with this mobile version you get 4K 2160p up to 59.94Hz. You get HDR display with adaptive HDR feature, so HDR display only activates when needed. You get up to 12-bit color space settings. You get HDMI CC options, and the option to switch surround sound audio on or off. You don't get a root switch, hardware monitor, built-in screen rotation, soundbar server, navigation bar or status bar options. Out of the box, these are the apps that come pre-installed. I've checked for online updates and there were none available at the point of making this video. So to complete this review, I will install some additional apps, and let's first take a look at its system and hardware information. So the manufacturer of this chipset is Droid Logic, and here is the model of the main board. It runs on 4GB of DDR4 RAM and 32GB of eMMc internal storage, and its Bluetooth version is 5.0. The Amlogic S905Y4 CPU is a quad-core Cortex A35 CPU clocked at 1.8 GHz configured in a 32-bit mode. Its display is powered by the Mali G31 GPU with a maximum refresh rate of 60Hz with OpenGL version 3.2 support. Its network adapter is a dual-band 2.4 plus 5 GHz AC Wi-Fi adapter. As we already covered, its operating system is Android 11 and it shows here that it's rooted. Under devices, it shows that its GPU has Vulkan API version 1.1 support. Its idle operating temperature is around 55 degrees Celsius. Under codecs, it comes with all the decoders for the playback of 4K AV1 HDR videos, and it also has decoders for the playback of Dolby Atmos EAC3 and DTS HD surround sound audio, and that's its system and hardware information. For watching paid subscription services, this TV stick is not fully Google certified, and its DRM information shows that it only has Google Widevine Level 3 with no HDCP protection. What this means is that official paid streaming services will be limited to basic 480p resolution only, even if you are paying for an HD or 4K account. There is no workaround for this, and the stick needs Widevine Level 1 with HDCP protection to successfully play these services in HD and 4K. For root access, the Root Checker app shows that it's rooted. This means apps that require your box to be rooted will work on the stick. For watching YouTube videos, you can install the mobile version from the Play Store, and you can also sideload the Android TV version and watch YouTube videos in 4K 2160p resolution with the HDR feature triggering on this stick. For mirroring your mobile devices, it does not come with the official version of Miracast or any form of AirPlay app, so you would have to use the Airscreen app as an alternative. Here I'm mirroring my Android cell phone using the Airscreen app without issues. For customizing your launcher experience, this launcher does not come with a navigation bar for those who prefer to navigate their launcher with a mouse pointer. Here I installed the menu button alternative navigation bar, which is the best navigation bar for Android boxes. All features of the bar are working with the exception of the recent apps menu, which is probably the most important feature. Secondly, you can install any alternative launcher you like directly from the Play Store or sideload it via APK. Here I installed the ADW Launcher 2, which gives me long-click menu pop-ups and drag and drop shortcuts. However, unfortunately, this firmware does not grant the ability to change wallpapers or use live wallpapers. I'll now play some standard 4K HDR videos and one AV1 HDR video to test for smoothness of playback and for the HDR feature activating on my TV.
A win for Barca would be enough because it would give them the same number of points as Atletico, but the head-to-head goal difference is what counts.
Most of the 4K HDR videos played okay, including the 4K AV1 video. However, there was one video, the jellyfish video, that had some difficulty, that had a high bitrate of 400 megabits per second. In testing its surround sound audio capabilities, it produced Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Surround, and DTS Neural X. It could not produce DTS HD Master Audio, DTS X, and Dolby True HD. So here it outputs Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos, the world's first object-based cinematic audio. Moving audio that transcends from channels.
If you switch to front surround sound speakers, you get a Dolby Digital Plus.
With pinpoint accuracy.
Here, it produces DTS Neural X instead of DTS HD Master Audio. Here, it outputs Dolby Surround. You get no audio when you try to play a Dolby True HD video. And finally, it delivers DTS Neural X again instead of DTS X. This TV stick has GPU Vulkan support, and with its CPU clocked at 1.8 GHz, it should play 3D Android games without issues. So I'll just play 2 Android games to test for graphics rendering, CPU overheating, and gamepad keymapping.
Hunter-killer drone deployed. Predator missile inbound.
I got shot! Enemy in sight!
Surprisingly, the games played pretty okay. The graphics rendering plays best at medium to low graphics settings, its CPU temperature remained below 75 degrees Celsius during gaming, and gamepad keymapping apps work due to its root access. So to conclude this review, let's take a look at its benchmarks and where it places on my rankings chart. First, its RAM and internal storage read and write speeds. Its RAM has a read speed of 1483 MB per second and a write speed of 7.4. Its internal storage has a read speed of 117 MB per second and a write speed of 57. In benchmarking its CPU's single-core and multi-core performance, under single-core common algorithms it scored 3,878, and for multi-core performance it scored 10,671. In testing the speed of its Wi-Fi bands, based on my internet speed of 154 megabits per second, its 5 GHz AC Wi-Fi band achieved 79% of my maximum speed, and the 2.4 GHz band achieved 29%. In benchmarking its GPU with Vulkan support, it got an overall score of 10,267. And in the overall Antutu benchmark, it scored 81,683. So this is my TV box ranking chart for the past 3 to 4 years, and the X98 S500 is at position 53 based on its Antutu benchmark score. It also received a 3 out of 5 star rating based on its pros and cons, so if you would like to compare it to other boxes on this chart and view all of its features, you can do so using the link in the description below this video. I also provide price comparison and coupons using this link right here, so see the link in the description. In a summary, the S500 performs an awful lot like a standard Android TV box. Some of the things I like about it is that they provided a USB port so you can read external storage. You have root access on the mobile version of Android with full access to the Google Play Store. It does not overheat. Gamepad keymapping apps work. Its GPU has Vulkan support and it costs only $32. The areas where I received a disappointment would be the lack of a navigation bar and status bar, no screen rotation to portrait mode, and no Google Wide Vinyl Level 1 for paid subscription services to play in HD and 4K. So that about wraps up this review. So if you are looking for a TV stick that runs on the mobile version of Android 11 with full access to the Google Play Store with root access to your favorite streaming apps and games at a very low price, then this TV stick might be the right one for you. So if you're looking to get your hands on one, it's currently being sold only by Refone on the AliExpress store at the very low price of $32. See the link in the description below this video. Thanks for watching. Give this video the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and to support this channel. Links in the description are my affiliate links that also lend support to this channel, so be sure to use them. If this is the first time viewing one of my videos and you like my in-depth reviews, then don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell directly below this video to receive notifications each time I release a new video or decide to do a giveaway. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Stay tuned and see you in the next one.